Hi, and welcome to Conversations here on NTA. The ladies are in the house, and we have a guest. We'll be speaking about his specialty in a minute. My name is Nike, and we have Z.
Peace. The first one, preservation of life.
Okay.
Preservation of life because there are some life-threatening conditions which need immediate intervention. And if you do that, you are preserving life until medical treatment is made available. The other one is to prevent further injuries or harm. When that is done, it's also done until medical treatment is made available.
Is it Ibrahim?
No, it's not. I don't think
Whatever
it's
the
Abraham.
case is, Shah, there's somewhere
Anyway,
in the
yes.
Quran.
So
It's
yes,
not
yes,
Abraham.
yes. It's
of oil, water, one needs to do.
So these
I
are like
see this.
antibiotics.
Yes.
I see this when they wrap people, when they
That's
bring
Yes,
and I
yes.
thought it was regular.
That's gauze, right?
No, this
This
bandage.
bandage. What
Crepe
does bandage do really?
Okay, bandage, for instance, somebody has fracture, you can immobilize it and put that place in.
Okay, you
that
can
place
put
in-
a strong
a
this
strong-
thing and this used to wrap.
A first aid box, as I'm saying, there are not everything you can put inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
A little
first
bit
aid.
of what's
You can put the cotton wool from there. The gauze, you can put it inside and pick here and do the dressings.
But
Okay.
this isn't what you would
Okay.
normally find in the regular first
First aid
aid.
box.
He
box.
is more of a medical first
Yes,
aider.
this is more. This is more medical.
Yes,
But for a
yes,
normal person, you just have your
hand
gauze, your
gloves,
scissors,
hand gloves.
plaster, bandages,
Like the dressing
scissors. Yeah, the dressing.
For a lay person in the house, it's advised that you have this gauze. They call it surgical
Yeah.
gloves. Surgical gloves.
Gloves, okay.
Gloves, because you are yes, yes. Children can have this digital
thermometer.
thermometer.
Hospital in Lagos, like that's like, you know, way up there, and the child needed to have surgery. But in cases like that, those of us that have small kids that fall and, you know, hurt themselves, what's the first thing we should do when a child gets
A fracture
not even a fracture, but just like a basic cut on their hands or
Okay.
feet? What do we do?
When they get a booby.
Like you have a first aid box.
Yes.
You can just use this or this for the dressing. But one thing about, the first thing about first aid.
Anyway, it's for the audience. So
Okay, yes. Actually, for resuscitation,
yes.
somebody who has just drowned, first thing is not the mouth to mouth.
Yes.
The first
Do something in my nose, touch, it will start bleeding because I inherited it from my dad.
Wow.
So yes, it's actually, but every time I'm having a nosebleed, they tilt my head back. And the blood goes back into my system. I could feel it going back. So I now went to another doctor that said, no, it's bad blood going back into your system.
Okay.
You do this and allow it to come down.
Flow out.
Yes, so please, I want you to, you know, emphasize on nosebleeds, because when you hit your head or when you do this or when you do that, you know, so that people should stop tilting if it's really wrong.
Oh, I should know
understand?
that actually,
Yes.
because during the Harmattan season,
Yes,
I
there's so
have
much
the nosebleed thing.
So yes, please,
yes, it's allowing that to
to flow.
flow freely, not to tilt it.
But what
it's
if
not
it's
really
a lot?
bad, but
I used to have a lot of
one of
nosebleeds.
the things, as I mentioned, one of the things that make that to be coming, if not injury, is anxiety that make that to be coming down. Very, the person should remain calm, reassure, sit down. One basic mistake people make is try to pack it. We are not competent to pack it as first aiders.
What's packing? Packing what?
They pack it like take cotton wool and
okay,
prevent
yes,
it and
yes,
then prevent
try
it.
to get
yes.
Yeah, so that's why it is better to allow it to
flow.
flow. It will still stop. Others are
It's the same thing as chicken pox or measles. They say, "I'll just be going home." You know, when your child
And
safe.
chase it.
In the
Okay,
first
it's not
place,
safe.
it's not safe for you to run after a snake to kill.
Okay.
Number one, the medical personnel do not need it. That particular,
you.
just take note of
Of
it
the
so that you
type of
can
snake.
describe.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Again, some people tie it somewhere so that it will not flow back to the.
brain.
The truth of the matter is that what most people don't know is that the venom does not go back through blood. If a snake bites you, it doesn't get to the blood. It gets to what is called lymphatic system.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have these other vessels that drain and purifies
Your lymph
the blood
nodes.
and the lymph nodes, that makes you feel something.
Yes.
Yes,
You
I feel that.
wound here,
Yeah,
it will touch you here.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And that's the
That's where
route
it affects.
where it travels, the
Your
venom
lymph node
travels.
is like your
There are
Yes.
some people that can only say something, just say some
Yes,
things
incarnations,
and it
the thing will
it
fall off.
flow.
So that's
Some
the
will
thing.
just rub their hand.
Yes.
They will do like this
Yes.
without anything.
Anything.
Rub and it will go.
Fall.
Fall.
So
The
ask
pain will
them
be going,
in
you
that
will be aware.
community.
Yes.
Don't do this and this. I'm Americana. No, ask the native person that is there. Let them cure it for you.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Tell us about dog bites, because some of us
Let-
go
let-
to
let me
go
finish.
to
Let me just finish about this.
River
snake
Rhine.
about the
bite.
snake bites. Okay,
because
sorry.
When something happens to you, many people come with a lot of suggestions.
Okay.
You know what to avoid.
Okay.
Yes.
Some will say, let me just cut it so that venom will it's
come
wrong.
out. Wow.
As I explained, nothing is coming out from there. The venoms act on 4 areas. Permit me to be technical here.
Yeah, sure,
They
sure.
call this other one cytotoxins. That venom is cytotoxins. It's
have
only
to Google it later.
destroys. It's only destroy that local tissue.
Right.
Can bring about a swelling, and then there is nothing happens. Snake bite also have 2 types. You have dry bite, dry snake bite. That one does not expel the venom.
Oh, okay.
Another one is the one that is pose the venom is wet bite. Can give you this a dry
There's
bite.
snakes that don't have
be
venom.
fine.
What's that
That-
big
so
snake
many
that everybody's
snakes.
But
scared
would
of?
you wait for it
no.
to tell you?
No, but
No.
see, that's the thing. If you
There-
have,
there-
no, if
there are
you-
also some
you should
little
know the type
signs.
of snake that has
Yeah,
venom.
if you do not even know the snake,
The one that would.
the first aider should know the signs of a venom.
Yeah.
Usually they have fangs
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
If you look for it, they don't see these fangs. You can
Oh,
see
the
round
marks- the
bite like
marks
this
on it.
mouth.
Okay.
I
They
think it was like the
really
rattler.
not.
That snake,
Well,
that snake doesn't have venom.
The rattler, is it not
Yeah.
the one that is the most deadly snake in the
No,
world?
that's the one that can
Squeeze
squeeze you.
you.
But
Most
what
of
about
it-
the one that will just swallow you? Would you
Yes,
wait to
like
see if
python.
the thing
Snakes kill their prey in so many ways.
There's no snake in my situation. No, there's no snake in my dictionary. Snake should just go.
So, if most important thing about snake in the first aider is calm that person down. The more anxious that person is, the more it will travel fast.
Faster.
And when you are keeping that person, I was trying to tell you about the names where it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cytotoxins,
Yes.
just the tissues. The hemotoxins is in the blood.
Okay.
The one in the blood can affect the blood and then destroy some
Organs.
clotting
Basic,
mechanisms.
yes.
So you can see that
Okay.
person even bleeding.
Yeah.
So dangerous snakes like that. You have others like the viper. The venom acts in the blood and destroys the hemotoxin. And again, the other one is neurotoxins. That one can only affect that area and become paralyzed.
Paralyzed, yes.
So what is
the one that will
important
do for
from
you,
allowing it
swallow
to
it.
come out is coming to the heart that will kill the person very first. So for the person, the person can lie still, but if it's down here, the feet,
Yes.
the heart should be up.
Okay.
While those places should be low.
Okay.
If it's on the
Law of gravity.
All this thing is all knowing the snake that is going to bite you. Because, like she said, in the community, there's an expert on the snake creatures that crawl around in the bushes.
They
of the
know
community.
they're snakes.
They know they're snakes. They
It's
know
like
they're
some
snake
places
coming
they
to
don't have pythons, some people have
know
rhinos, some people
exactly.
have
cobras,
kangaroo snakes, whatever they are. So yes,
Just
besides
they
being
know.
medically equipped, you should be knowledgeable of the community you are and the people that
They
that,
know exactly
that
what
know
they're
how
doing.
to cure those things.
Yes, in case they do not cure, because a lot of
Exactly.
myths
Yeah.
are also about snake. Because in some communities, they'll be telling you it is scent.
It is sent.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
now.
Yes.
They sent
They
it.
Spiritual.
send that snake.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
So when you-
How
some-
do you
somebody-
how do you do first aid for a sent snake?
That's why you are tested that you just do what you should do as a
You know what you
first
do
aider.
with a sense.
Sometimes these are great. Sometimes these are
Snakes
great.
and who sends them. Let's talk about dog bites, because you know in the villages you're going into new compounds. There are different people have different dogs and everything, and it is quite common being bitten by a dog. Happened to my niece. It was a terrible
I've been bitten by a
experience.
dog.
You have it's a terrible experience. So maybe you can give us some ideas on what to do if you are bitten
Because of
by a
rabies.
dog because
Okay.
of rabies. Yes.
All of these things and bites. First thing is to put pressure on that particular place. Sting, bite, you put pressure on that particular place.
Okay.
With clean cotton wool. If you do that, they usually have to get that dog and keep it.
And what?
And keep it.
And keep
Okay.
it.
Yes,
Okay.
because that will determine whether it is a rabies,
Rabies,
or it has rabies or not. After some days, like 7 days, it will die. It will die.
Okay.
Then you should go for,
Oh, wow.
as this happens, you should also go for medical intervention.
Is it true if a
Yeah.
Is it true that if a rabid dog bites
You
you,
bark
you
like a
bark,
dog.
you will start woo woo woo?
You will not woo, but the signs are that by the time they start manifesting, you can yawn like the dog.
What is yawn? What is goog? What is woo woo woo? What is
Woo, you bark,
Bark
you
like
make
a dog.
noise,
Oh, but this one you yawn.
you yawn.
What's
you
yawning like
sleep.
a dog?
Oh, okay.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Chinwe, I'm
you
amazed
yawn.
how you even knew that.
Yes.
You yawn like
You
a dog.
yawn like a dog.
Wow.
You can see how a dog will yawn and open mouth.
yeah.
That's how you also do.
Sorry, before you go on, you were sorry. Let me take you back to the snake bite thing. You were trying to give us a position that the person should be where the feet should be down and the because we don't.
yeah,
It's
that's
not always
important.
in the villages that people get bitten by snakes.
Yes.
So what other step must one take?
I was saying that if it's upper limb, you should keep it low.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing that is important is how to bandage it.
Aha.
Explain.
It's not correct
I know I
to
will not
tie.
be bitten by
It's
a
not
snake,
correct
but-
to tie to prevent the venom from coming out.
Okay.
The correct thing is that you should, I don't know who I will use.
Yes.
Chinwe.
Let me use your
Yeah,
let me use your arm.
Yes.
Okay.
Do not use your legs.
Should I cover this for you?
Camera, zoom into this. So let us see how to bandage
So,
a snake.
I'm taking
dog
it that
bites
there
or
is
snake
no
bites.
you are beaten by a snake here.
Okay.
Okay.
So the bandage is I will put pressure here with cotton wool
Okay.
and then tie
Bandage
this.
directly on top
I
of
make
the
sure
bite.
I leave this
Her fingers out.
fingers out, tips of fingers out. I can start from here,
Okay.
tie them not loosely but firm,
Firm.
Firm.
Okay.
But not too tight.
not too tight.
Just like when you break your arm.
Yes,
way
yes. But
they
in this
bandage
case, my aim is to mount this pressure to the end of this arm.
The arm.
Okay.
Even if it is the lower
Leg,
limb,
yes.
It goes
you
all-
go
all
all
the
to
way
the
up.
all
All the
to
way
the thigh,
up.
all the way to this
Wow.
point.
Oh wow.
That's how to do it. And when I finish, I noticed that the bite was here.
Yes. Yes.
I will take, it can be a dirty thing or mud if I don't have a pen or pencil to mark that
the
area
place,
Ah, I
yes,
see.
before I take to the hospital.
Okay. Okay. What does this do, though? What does this
The
do?
bandaging.
The bandaging.
Okay, the bandage does two things. Number one, it prevents the lymph from flowing back very quickly.
Okay.
Another one, as you can see, there are muscles.
Yes.
They contract.
Okay.
So in contract, they aid the speed of that. So this slows down that.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So in case it has reached here and it hasn't reached here, you can stop it from getting to the
understand.
one in your arm.
And because you've
Yes.
restricted the muscle.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes sense.
With after, I mean, she's been
After
bitten
a bite.
at 8 a.m. and then how much time do I have to bandage her up and get her to the hospital? How much time should I work
As soon
with?
as possible,
No,
I
in
guess.
first aid, you act immediately and seek help immediately. You don't have to wait. It's unfortunate that in our own environment, we
It's
don't
slow,
have
yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
The response is slow.
yes.
Those
The
that you
nearest
can
hospital
call,
might be far.
the help that you can summon for them to get even some roads to get to that place,
Yes.
to get ambulances. If it's in the city like in Abuja,
It's faster.
you faster. Maybe you want an ambulance.
Yeah.
I do not know about other organizations, but I know that about road safety. They have 122. You dial them, tell them where you are. And they
NEMA
come.
as well.
NEMA, okay, NEMA too, yes.
There are parts of the country or places where there are poisonous leaves.
Yes.
So what do you
When
do
they eat.
when you come in contact with poisonous stuff? Like, for me, I know there's poisonous like mushrooms.
Yes.
So because of that, I don't touch
You
mushrooms.
don't go there.
I don't go there. I don't want to be using, for example. So I don't touch mushrooms. So when you get in contact with a poisonous mushroom,
Yeah.
how do you begin to save your life? Maybe your child is allergic to like I have a friend.
I'm just saying now.
I have a friend and her baby is like a year old.
Okay.
And her child is apparently allergic to egusi.
Okay.
And she didn't know that. She found out the hard way. So what do you do when
Poison.
you go to somebody's house on Christmas Day or New Year's Day? They're having, dinner or they cooked whatever, and in that same pot that they made the jollof rice, they made the egusi, and your child now eats it, and their face is being swollen like a balloon. How do you tackle that problem?
Yeah. So food allergy and poison.
Yeah.
If a cousin
Yes.
poisons you.
We're almost out of time, so
Okay,
we'll need a
okay.
brief summary on how to
Alright.
handle that.
Okay. Let me just say that for poisoning, the one you're emphasizing is food poisoning.
Yes.
Food poison, any type of poison is
Yeah,
poison.
Okay, you have
Poison.
food poisoning, you have drug poisoning.
Yeah, drug poisoning. Me.
Yeah.
She
Anything
food
is
poisoning.
poison. Me, food poison captures me like this. No sign, nothing.
Food poison, I thought, is the diarrhea, dysentery
Yes,
kind of thing.
dysentery,
But
food-
poison,
Poison
drug
is poison.
is
Usually,
death.
they
Poison
usually
is
try
poison,
to dilute
kill.
the
Yes.
concentration.
How do we do that?
Okay.
So,
So how do we?
you can encourage the person to take more fluids.
So water.
So
Water?
Yes.
Okay. What about the palm oil theory?
Yeah, that works. The palm wine does not really
Palm oil.
neutralize.
Palm oil.
Palm oil does not really neutralize.
Okay.
But what happens is that it stimulates vomiting.
Okay.
So you can throw it
throw
up.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah. I know palm oil is usually like
So
when a child
you
takes
can
something,
even
you just
provoke vomiting in some
Okay.
children. You can put
Okay.
your
Especially children.
hand
Finger
down,
down
their throat.
Then
Okay, yes.
they throw out.
What do you put in your first aid box for poisoning?
Yes.
Food poisoning, not something poisoning, leaf poisoning. As long as poisoning is attached to it, what goes in that box?
I think it depends on the type of
It
poisoning,
depends
right?
on the type of poisoning. That's just what I'm
Rat
explaining.
poison.
But rat poison.
Yes, children
Poisons
eat
are
rat
poison.
poison.
But
You
the
eat
most
rat poison,
most
they
important
eat.
I have said is when you stimulate somebody to vomit, it reduces it, or you increase this thing before you transport to the hospital.
okay. Well, I guess seeking medical intervention and the community's help
Yes.
Zainab,
Yes.
is key. We're out of time. We're out of time. And so far, we've been talking about first aid tips. What kind of tips work for you? We would love to hear from you. Our social media handles are available on the screen. We would like to hear on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're all over the place. Let's know how you handle first aid tips. My name is Nike. Mr. Teve has been telling us so much, and I wish we had more time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I'll leave the
you.
ladies to say
Thank
goodbye.
you.
Goodbye.
Bye. Please
Bye.
stay
Bye.
safe. Please.
Bye, and once again, have a blessed festive period and stay far away from any type of poisoning.
Thanks for watching Conversations. See you again soon.
Thank you.
natural thing to do as humans on a daily basis, whether in the office, at our various businesses, or while commuting from one point